welcome back to my channel. It's Janet, and if you're new here, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. Give this video a like to let me know that you like my content, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so YouTube can let you know when I upload a new video. And if you're one of my returning subscribers, thank you so much for being here and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is actually a pre-recorded video from a few nights. I actually will share 4 slow cooker recipes in this video, so you will have meal ideas for this week. As you guys know, I love slow cooker meals, especially this time of the year when we're all busy running around, getting those Christmas gifts. We're decorating our house for Christmas. We're cleaning the house for company. We are doing all the things. So a slow cooker recipe definitely saves you time. And I also feel it's very economic because I feel like I don't have much waste when I also make a slow cooker meal. It definitely gets put to use. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing 4 very easy crockpot recipes. So let's get started. All right, for tonight's slow cooker recipe, you guys know I love pizza. Another way to make pizza is in the slow cooker. Very, very simple recipe. Honestly, you'll probably have all the ingredients in your fridge right now. But what we are starting with and what we are lining our crock pot with is some pizza sauce. I don't have necessarily like keto pizza sauce on hand right now, but I did find this at my grocery store at Superstore here in Canada. And it is fairly low. It works out to be 3 net carbs for a 1/4 cup or 5 total carbs if you're doing total carbs. So I am going to start with a 1/2 cup of pizza sauce, and that is what we are going to put on the bottom layer. And then, because like I said, I think this is gonna make about 4 servings. Well, depending on how much there is, I guess, but probably like 4 or 6 servings. And so it doesn't work out to be a whole lot of carbs per serving. All right, so let's measure this out. I'm gonna use a 1/2 cup on the bottom. And then what I have here is I have some ground venison, because as you guys know, that's all we use. We don't have beef, we just have venison. So I have mixed about 1 pound of ground venison with probably only a 1/4 pound of ground sausage. I don't like mine too greasy, hence why I didn't use like equal amounts of the sausage and the ground. I will have this recipe linked in the description as well as all the other crockpot recipes. But what we are gonna do is we are gonna just layer it like lasagna in our slow cooker. So you're gonna have the sauce. You won't have to redo the sauce. The sauce just ends up staying at the bottom. But then we are going to layer it with the meat. And we are gonna add a layer of pepperoni. Then we are gonna layer it with whatever vegetables you decide to add. Today I'm gonna add a little bit of onions and green peppers and mushrooms. So I'm just gonna add that for our next layer. And then we will add our layer of cheese. And I'm going to use a mixture of mozzarella and some grated Parmesan. And then what we will do is just repeat our layers until it is all finished. And then you're gonna wanna put the top layer of provolone cheese. So that is what I did on the very top of that. Now this is all complete, so what we are going to do is we are gonna cover it and cook it on low for only 4 hours. I'm also going to be making my family pizza, like a traditional pizza with a crust. So that is what they're gonna have, and then this is what I will be having. All right, for today's recipe, I'm actually going to be making a dip. and it is going to be my favorite spinach and artichoke dip in the slow cooker. So I have, this here is a can of artichoke hearts. I just buy the canned ones. I am going to chop those up. I have some chopped onion as well too on my cutting board. And the good thing about this recipe, it literally just all goes in your crock pot. I have like the smaller version here because it is a dip, so I didn't want to use one of my bigger ones. But let's get started. It is so easy. You literally just throw everything in it. There's a little bit of prep work, but let's do it. First, I'm just gonna get all of my ingredients prepped. So I'm gonna just slice up my artichoke hearts. And then we are going to use some garlic. I'm gonna use 2 cloves, I think, because I do love garlic. So I'm just going to smash those and, all right, so I'm gonna take some spinach here. It calls for 1 pound of spinach. And then I am going to add all of my artichoke and onion and garlic into the crock pot. Then you will need a 8-ounce package of cream cheese cut into 1-inch pieces. Then you will need 1 cup of sour cream, 2 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese, and 1/2 cup of Parmesan grated cheese. And then some salt and pepper as well. And then we are going to mix this all together, and that is it. This only takes 2 hours on high, so I probably will stir it again after the hour. And all you need to do is just put a cover on it, and that is it.
Hello everybody!
All right, so it has been 2 hours for our spinach and artichoke dip. I gave it a stir at about an hour just to mix everything together to make sure that it was well combined. And this is the final product. It smells amazing. It smells like the dip that you would get in a restaurant. So good. So what I plan on doing it, I think this is something that your whole family will like, and like even at a potluck or an appetizer, maybe Christmas Eve. But I plan on having mine with some pork rinds. So I'm just gonna put a little bit in a dish and then just put some pork rinds around it, and it makes a great appetizer or side dish to any meal. For today's slow cooker meal, I am going to be making the low carb zuppa toscana soup. I hope that's how you pronounce it. I have seen this so many times on YouTube and I have never tried it, so I do want to give it a try. So we are going to start with 1 pound of mild Italian sausage, which I have already cooked up, and I'm going to put it in the slow cooker. So I'm going to start by adding in the sausage. You're going to want to use a slotted spoon just to make sure that you kind of save on all the grease. All right, and then I'm going to add my spices. I will have all of these recipes linked below, like I had mentioned. I prefer using like dried garlic and onion. I'm not a huge fan of like onions to begin with, so I kind of just like using the minced. And so onion and some garlic, and then we are gonna mix in some chicken stock. I'm gonna add some salt and some garlic pepper. Then we are going to want to add our cauliflower and our kale, and then we're going to mix it all together until well combined. I'm just using frozen kale. Actually, my grocery store had no fresh kale in stock, so I just picked up some frozen. Hopefully that'll still work. I'm thinking because it is a slow cooker recipe, I'm sure it'll still work. All right, so we're going to add our cauliflower. And then our kale. Then I'm actually gonna put this on high. I normally will put it on low, but I'm kind of pressed for time today for supper, and I wanna have this with tonight's supper, so I'm gonna have it on high. Cook this on high like I had mentioned, and then later on we are going to be adding our heavy whipping cream. And that is it. This recipe was super easy, so I'm hoping that it'll taste as good as everybody raves it out to be. Everybody always says that this is even like a family favorite as well too. So that is it. We're just gonna give it a good stir, cover it, and cook it on low. I think it's for about 4 hours. It has been about 5 hours, and I'm telling you, this smells delicious. We are going to add in our heavy whipping cream, And you will need a half a cup of heavy whipping cream to add to this. And then we just need to stir it until it's well combined, and then that is it. All right, and this soup, I'm telling you, is perfect timing because we just got some snow, and this is going to make an absolutely perfect meal for tonight. All right, tonight's slow cooker meal is going to be easy. These are all easy recipes, and they're all kind of like new recipes that I actually haven't tried. So this one here is going to be a beef stroganoff. So we are going to cook this on low for 6 to 8 hours, but let's get started. First, we are going to add our stew meat. Then we are going to add 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. So I'm not sure if you noticed, but I did spray the crock pot as well. It had mentioned to spray the bottom of your crock pot as well. So I just used a little bit of the avocado oil spray that I have. Put in a can of mushrooms. So you can either use sliced or whole. I decided to use whole mushrooms today. And also onion soup mix. I'm gonna put the whole package in there. Okay, and then we are just gonna give this a good stir to mix everything up, and then we are just gonna put a cover on it and leave it on low for 6 to 8 hours. And I am just gonna add about a half a can of water to mine, just because I am using deer stew meat and I don't want it to get too dry. But I'm sure if you're using beef cubes, it'll be fine. It's just that I don't want to have a risk of burning this just because the deer meat is so lean. There we go, and that is it. We are going to put a cover on it and keep it on low for 6 to 8 hours. All right, it has been about 8 hours, and I'm just gonna give this a stir. Then I'm gonna add in 6 ounces of softened cream cheese, and then we are gonna let that slowly melt for the next half hour or so, and then we will continue on to the next step. All right, so our beef stroganoff is all done. So you can either have this on top of some riced cauliflower or some keto noodles, or even by itself. Makes it for a nice warm meal during the winter season. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video with the crock pot recipes. They are very easy to make. I guarantee you the rest of your family will love it, especially that beef stroganoff recipe. I made that for the rest of my family, and they had egg noodles and they absolutely loved it. So make sure you hit that red subscribe button. Give this video a like to let me know that you're liking my content, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so YouTube can notify you when I upload a new video. See you tomorrow.